Since
You talked before about playing with a lead when you guys get a run. Today you were 21-0 in the second quarter, and I don't think you ever let them get within 18 the rest of the way. Just kind of what you saw there.
yeah, I just thought our guys came out and played really hard defensively, played very unselfish offensively, and sometimes it's difficult to play with a lead like that. But I thought our guys did a really good job of playing tough with the lead, and they can make up ground very quickly, the way they shoot threes, and so that was a big concern. And the rebounding, I think our defense and our rebounding is, we're getting back on track.
What's the difference it makes having Jalen back in the lineup?
Yeah, it's huge. He just gives you a different element in the way he can control the game, and I love the way those guys are all playing together, and they're bringing the best out of each other. I think they're sharing in the responsibility of creating rhythm for the team. They're all sharing in that, and they're playing really well together defensively. And when that happens, good things are going to happen. So you take it possession by possession, play by play, and it's not only, obviously what you're doing for yourself, more importantly, what are you doing for the team? And, I thought we played very unselfishly on both sides of the ball.
You slotted in Emmanuel quickly now at point guard when Jalen's out, or moved Quentin essentially nominally to the 3 and played him at the 2. What have you seen from him in those games that he's been starting, and do you see a value in him being able to play both?
Yeah, I do, and that's what I like that about our perimeter guys. They're versatile and they can play multiple positions. And Quick can play with the starters. He can play with the bench. He can play the point. He can play the 2. I don't know what he is. He's just a good basketball player, And Quentin can play multiple positions. He can play 2, 3, 4. He can even play the point some. And Julius is versatile. He can handle the ball. He can play the center position. He can play power forward. So we have a lot of parts that are very versatile, interchangeable. I like what the big lineup has done rebounding-wise. When you look at the rebounding numbers over the last 13 games, they're off the charts. So that's I think very important. But as I said, it's the all-around play.
Speaking of that rebounding lineup, Jalen, one of the reasons, something you talk about with his figure all the time, is his ability to create space when there seemingly is none. Did you like what you saw having Jalen in with those 2 bigs? Is that something you might go back to?
Yeah, and we've done it over the last 13 games, and I like Jericho a lot in Isaiah because of the rebounding component, and Jericho has great feet, so defensively it's going to be good, and both Isaiah and Jericho can play make, and so we can play off that. And then when you add in RJ, when you look at RJ's numbers over that stretch, they're through the roof as well.
This run that Julius is on, last 15 games or so, he's averaging 30. What are you seeing specifically beyond just shots going?
Well, I think rhythm is really good. I think, and it's not just him, RJ as well. Over the last 13, 14 games, their numbers have gone way up, and it's not just what their numbers, it's what the team's numbers are, and that's net rating, that's offense, defense, it's all those things, and so how do we bring the best out of each other? And I think everyone's embracing their role. They're putting the team first. They're sacrificing for the team. I think, getting into the 9-man rotation has built better rhythm for us. But, we still got a long way to go, and we got a lot of things that we have to improve upon.
So you mentioned net rating. You guys are top 10 offensive rating, top 10 defensive rating, and top 10 net rating right now. Do you believe that's indicative of a team that's better than the record that's shown? Well,
that's what you strive for. To me, it's how do you get better each day? You want to be strong on both sides of the ball. And so from the start of training camp, if you studied the numbers every day and then looked at the film, you would see that, okay, defensively, there's a lot of good things that are going on. Offensively, it's always been good. When you look at shot profile, and everyone was concerned, and I was concerned as well with the way we were shooting the 3, but I liked the 3s that we were taking. And then it's not just that, but it's how you attack the rim. And that was the most important thing, is attacking the rim. So we got to the line, we got into the restricted, and then we had a lot of drive, pass, and now we're creating much better rhythm. We're moving without the ball, we're screening off the ball. So I think all those things factor into it.
Julius said that Brunson has made the game a lot easier for him. How has Jalen gone about doing that in your estimation?
It's true point guard play, I think. And Jalen is a playmaker, and when I say that, I mean whatever the game needs, he's going to provide. And so I think Julius at times, certainly last year, we were just trying to get through, and Alec did a great job for us. And I don't want to, minimize what he did, but having Jalen is different, and it allows Julius to move around more. And oftentimes he's playing in space. And when Julius is playing in space, he's very hard to guard. And so, he can mix, his scoring versatility, whether it's the post, pick and roll, he and Jalen in a two-man game, or him just triggering action. I think that's been real good. But I think he gets us organized. And I think once you get the team organized, then you can use your creativity to create advantages, and I think that's what he's done great, and he's a master at creating advantages.
Tom, with Derek, is that something he was dealing with on the trip, or did it happen Saturday?
No, just popped up. I think he took a knee in the Houston game, and so it just flared up on him.
Tom, when Quentin drives, it feels like his first read is to dump it off to Mitchell. But in the game, last week against Toronto, and even once early in the game today, the defenses know this is coming. Obviously, they watch the film too. And is that a directive to Quentin to just find Mitchell low, or because there are times?
No, I think it's his decision making. I think, we want to attack the rim, obviously, and that the deeper you get, the better. And then we call it rim reads. Okay, so if you have an angle and they're not helping, lay it in, right, or dunk. The more you attack the rim, the better. That's why we get to the free throw. But when the help comes, right, if there's a second defender, drop it off. Either drop it off to the big or spray to the perimeter. Those are shots that we value. They have high value, and understanding the value of shots, these are the type of shots we want to get, as many of them as we can. But in the more pressure, the one thing about Mitch, Jericho does the same. They both put a lot of pressure on the rim, which forces the defense to collapse. When the defense does collapse, now it creates easy offense for you.
Quentin, if you lined up Quentin in a sprint, it's not like he would beat every single player in the NBA, but it does feel like every time.
How do you know that?
I guess I don't. I guess you're right, but I probably will never know that.
Small sample size.
Yeah. But it feels like every time somebody runs him off the three-point line, he attacks the closeout and he blows by his defender every time. Why is he able to do that so effectively, basically every time?
Well, I think when you look at quickness, it's both mental and physical. So anticipating what's coming, who's closing to me, how are they closing to me, and he's a better athlete than, he doesn't look maybe like a great athlete, but he is a great athlete. So, but I think his mind, his quickness to anticipate, to read, that's what makes him really good. He's comfortable with the ball. We knew that he was a playmaker. He played a lot of point coming up in high school, so he's comfortable with the ball. And I think we'll see more and more of that as we go forward.
Mitch didn't look like himself in the San Antonio game, in the sense that 2 games where he has looked like himself. How, in your vantage point, how does he respond to that San Antonio game, and what is he like?
Well, that's the challenge, is to keep coming forward, and very quietly he's played at a very high level during the same stretch. When you look at his net rating over the last 15 games, it's really very, very high. And so his impact on the rim, defensively protecting the rim, his pick and roll coverage is terrific. People are always looking for him. And then offensively, I think he's put a lot of extra work in. He's getting more comfortable with the ball. Obviously, you're putting pressure on the rim, rolling, but the offensive rebounding is invaluable to us. It's huge. And then those are big-time multiple effort plays that he's making. And I think when guys do that, whether it's diving for a loose ball, offensive rebound, a hustle type play, that does nothing but unite and inspire your team. So we're feeding off that energy.
How much do you think he influences other teams' shot selection?
Well, I'd say, like, when you look at the defensive field goal percentage, I think that's a big part of it. You know, I think we were, I don't know, second or third going into tonight, and when he's in there, they're looking around. Where's Mitch? You know, and he's done a much better job. I think last year he improved a lot. This year he's even better of making his decisions in the restricted. And I think that's, you know, he's been the anchor of our defense.